Hi everyone, we are on the Taking It Slow podcast, and we are taking it slow, and we are also going to be taking it slow for a long time. Please, everybody, join this Taking It Slow podcast, and hear some really interesting conversations. Actually, I think this is a really cool thing that's happening over here because your eyes are dying. You've seen the state of my eyes. Anyway, I'm not going to show you the state of my eyes. Yeah, so your eyes are dying. So give your eyes a rest and listen to a podcast. Put your phone on the side. Save your eyes for 5 minutes and also enrich your brain. Take it slow, guys.
It's a Sunday. You know what that means. It's time to take it slow. Well, it's just me today. Vishu is not here for reasons and a job. Anyway, today we are talking with someone who I've been trying to bring on the podcast for a very long time now. I've been following his work for quite a while, and I feel is one of the people to watch out for in the music space for the coming years. Also, today's episode is a little different. So, our guest could only spare some time for us within the middle of his working day. And during we were recording, he was semi working, semi talking to us. So, this is not just a sit down conversation. It is more of a conversation between two people who merely ran into each other on a day. And I think that's what makes it more real. But I absolutely loved speaking with him. So, without any further ado, let's dive right in, people. Our guest today is someone I've been trying to bring on the podcast for quite a long time now. You might not have seen him, but you would definitely have heard his work. He is the man behind the music of Little Things, Afsos, Bose, Laakho, Hasmukh. Neel, did I miss anything?
No, I missed that. I missed whatever you were just saying. Sorry. So,
Bang on, brilliant start.
I'm sure you covered it. In case you didn't, I covered it because I did it. So I don't know what it is. Yeah. Hasmukh. Yeah. Okay. Then there's the infamous side of me, which is the doing all the dirty stuff. After that, it came Tashe Desh, then came Ludo, then came Brahman Naman, a very dirty sex comedy, which is on Netflix. All of these
Yeah,
are on Netflix.
yeah, yeah.
And after
प्राइम पे
that,
भी है
like
कुछ.
प्राइम पे तो वो वाले
ब्रा-
हैं जिनका नाम आपने लिया बट
हम्म.
नेटफ्लिक्स पे ये क्यू इज अ डायरेक्टर एंड he eased me into the world of films and
हम्म.
so I did all his films, so all his films are on Netflix, the
So
entire package. Yeah.
you
So
have been eased into working in films. मजा आ रहा है या your previous life was better? Five Little Indians was better.
no, Five Little Indians was very good. बहुत मजा आया उसमें, but इसमें बहुत ज़्यादा मजा आ रहा है. I find that I've naturally grown into a zone where what I'm doing, without having to be dishonest or without having to bend or break
Hmm.
my back,
Hmm.
I'm doing stuff and it's being accepted and it's getting published. I'm not an overtly ambitious person. If you ask me, I think ambition
Why do you
is
say so? Why do you say so?
no. I say
The
so
fact
because I
that you're
say so
living
with a
in Mumbai,
vengeance. I
you
find
moved from
like
Kolkata.
ambition to be anti-creativity.
Acha, that way.
Yeah. My deal is that the mark of an excellent human is not someone who's thinking about the next thing that he wants to do, but is only thinking about what he's doing right now.
Fair,
And
fair.
that for me is like true excellence in just existing. We exist, but I think we should exist in an excellent way. And that
That
is
is so
the
profound,
extent of
man.
my ambition. Like, I just want to be doing good shit, being
Hmm.
happy, and making people happy also, like with music. I don't have any inspiration or anything that मैं AR Rahman के साथ काम करूँगा या मैं प्रीतम के साथ काम करूँगा, or I'll write a song with fucking Thom Yorke of Radiohead, or that I'll
Hmm.
have tea with fucking with Coldplay the band. I have no such shit like that. I have no ambition. It does not make a difference to me. I just want to make good music, hear good music, and have good friends. It's a simple thing.
Neil, you were saying you enjoy doing good shit. So, what do you mean by good shit? You like music that you find nice, or you take some people's opinions, or you find music that gets you a lot of attention online nice. So, how do you define good shit?
Well, good shit is okay. I'll tell you how do you define good shit. It's a very simple way for me. Very simple equation. Good shit
Hmm.
is stuff that you don't have to fucking forgive while watching. Like if you watch a standard fucking Bollywood film,
Yeah.
I'm not dissing Bollywood, but maybe I am. But what
Hmm.
I'm basically saying is, when you watch a standard film, no, like that, then you find that okay, some crazy shit is going down. Like
Hmm.
there's a major hole in the plot. There's a major hole in the situation. It was night. It suddenly become day. All of a
Hmm.
sudden, the BGM is hinting at the immediate problem at hand, and is completely ignoring the subtext. All of this shit, yeah. I mean, it's a construction of a narrative and a story that's told properly by music, by filming it, by acting it, by writing it, all of that stuff. So good shit is where all of that stuff just adds up and at least makes a clear proposition that okay,
Hmm.
I'm at least being able to tell you my story clearly without just suddenly bouncing to a different situation because our producers think that this will get us a lot of eyeballs, or like let's just like suddenly going to Switzerland and let's do a little song with like okay, those days are gone. Okay, now it will become more like शादी के बीच में let's do a little उनको क्या कहते हैं वो, what are those things called where people like suddenly start dancing in the middle of nowhere?
Sangeet,
Flash,
yeah?
no, flash
Flash
mobs.
mobs, flash
Yeah,
mobs.
flash mobs was in for a while. Now flash mobs are also out. I don't know what's going to be in now. Or maybe now it will be like some people actually
I,
TikTok का एक बनाते हैं, and then that also comes in the film that okay, that some people are doing a TikTok thing, and then I don't know. I'm just like hinting at situations that can exist for you to justify the existence of a song inside a narrative. Like अचानक सब गाने लग गए. I mean, thank you very much, all of films, for introducing that, because that gives us an opportunity to do some work. Thank you. I'm grateful for it. But I'm not very fond of the narrative getting like fucked, just to accommodate that kind of shit. And also that's a very specific language of films. That's Broadway, man. That's the old school. I, it's a different era. It's a different zone. But like yeah, but then that way Bollywood has also become its own thing, and then that is the Bollywood language also, which is recognized worldwide. Like if I go to France, the first thing that I'm going to hear is Shah Rukh Khan, not Taj Mahal.
hmm, hmm, hmm.
So yeah, and it's strange because our country is currently really, really going at the entire Muslim population of our country. But go to France, and no one's going to take a Hindu name, bro. First name will be Shah Rukh Khan. Go anywhere in the world.
The
Yeah.
second name would be Salman Khan, yeah.
Yeah, Shah Rukh Khan, no, second name. I don't think Salman Khan is that big internationally. I don't think so.
Ah.
But I think Shah Rukh is. Because Shah Rukh is also like excruciatingly articulate, when he
Hmm,
speaks.
hmm, hmm, hmm.
So,
He's a very smart guy, yeah.
he can speak to a foreign audience. And there's also Priyanka Chopra who's killing it. Why am I talking about these
Hmm.
people? You're asking me about what's good shit. Okay.
I think so. Shah Rukh Khan is
This
good
is,
shit, no?
I mean, yeah, this is not making any sense. For me, good shit is. Have you heard of a director called Michael Haneke?
No, I haven't.
Okay, well, check him out. He's fucking great.
Hmm.
There are lots of
Hmm.
great directors and there's lots of good filmmakers all around, and there's lots of good shit.
Hmm.
One film recommendation that I have for everybody is a film called Promising Young Woman. It's this a woman director from UK, and it's her first film, and I think it's an instant classic. People should watch it. That's good shit. So
Promising young woman.
yeah, check it out. The other recommendation that I have is Afsos. Please watch Afsos on
Hmm.
Amazon
Yeah, that
because
I have. That I have. Lovely, lovely series. So
yeah.
we had the pleasure of having Gulshan on our podcast as well, and
Oh,
we
awesome.
loved speaking to him. And he also mentioned that the music played a very, very good role in making the series what it was.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Thank you so
yeah.
much. He's a very sweet man. Yeah.
He's a
Yeah.
lovely guy, yaar. मतलब lovely guy. We just chatted with him for like 2 hours or something, and he was so gracious with his time, and he was very chilled about every damn thing. And how was it? Did you get to meet him in person? Did you
Yeah,
interact with
yeah,
him
yeah.
much?
We hung with Gulshan a little bit, and he's an uber coolio, and there's no doubt that he's like really, really fun.
This is going to
Right.
be a rando podcast. है बीच में we're in your studio, then we're in your bedroom again or your
That's
study
good
again.
now. That
Yeah,
it's not random.
that's
It
real.
makes
That's fucking
it's
real.
real. Man walking around his house. It's normal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
was there not to like? Yeah.
yeah.
You were talking about Gulshan when I completely lost you.
Yeah, yeah. Gulshan is a really fun chap. He's super intelligent. He's very
Yeah.
articulate, and he has a
Yeah.
very different point of view to everything. And I see him, man.
Mm.
He doesn't fall into any of the traps. He's not in the alcohol trap. He's not in the smoking trap.
Yeah.
He's not. He's not also in the like crazy health trap. On the other hand, like he is super healthy and he's super
Yeah.
physically fit, and he picks up different kind of martial arts, and like he's a proper actor, proper, like I
He's a
he will
proper actor. Yeah.
proper. He will transform himself into what the character needs to be,
Hmm.
and that chameleon like quality, ideally is the essential DNA of an actor.
He
I
was
love him.
sharing his lockdown routine with us. What has your lockdown routine been like? Have you been super productive or have you gone into overdrive? क्या मुझे एक साल में सब कुछ achieve कर लेना है. I have to set 17 goals for me every day. So how has your lockdown been like?
So my lockdown's been great. It's been productive, of course. I've
Hmm.
actually I've been very interested in stop motion. So there are a couple of songs that I've made, and first I made a stop motion video with a puppet and some and the lyrics of the song inside my
Hmm.
studio only, which I will be releasing soon. But once that
Hmm.
got made, I was like pretty encouraged, and I was like, "Wow, this doesn't look bad at all, and this looks better than a lot of shit that's out there." So then I went to Goa and I made another stop motion video, involving people, involving the beach, involving the outdoors. So one was an
Hmm.
indoor stop motion video, and the second was an outdoor stop motion video. So I've got both going, and it's
Hmm.
all shot on my phone using an app. And but
How cool.
the output is 4K, which is the proper
Yep.
industry
Yep.
standard.
Yep.
Which means that
Yep.
the output that I get from that, I can project it on a big screen. It's not going to fucking break or pixelate.
Hmm.
It'll work on TV. It'll work on Netflix. Everything. So it's got the tech specs of everything. So I'm very excited about that right now. And I've just written another song right now called Alone. I am parallelly working on the score of Little Things 4. As a matter of fact, the director has just walked in, and this interview is chewing into that session time because of all the technical problems we faced. But yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so that's what's going on in my life right now, and there's another bunch of things that are on the cards which I can't talk about till they get a little more firmed up, I
Hmm.
guess. Huh,
You
so
feel the way we consume music has changed over the last decade or so. So we see a lot of streaming platforms with the advent of Spotify, with the advent of YouTube Music. Pehle to there was a lot of issues with piracy also. Now with the advent of new streaming platforms dedicated solely to music, you feel the arena for a lot of how do I put it? A lot of fresh talent has opened up.
yeah, for sure. Like there's room for talent, and there's room for people to express their or to broadcast their music without having a big company in there. I mean, that's old news. But and Spotify is great because Spotify allows you to see how you've done as an artist all through the year and everything. Speaking of
Hmm.
which, I
Hmm.
have to claim my Spotify account because all of what I've done has gotten released by the different production houses,
Yep.
and
Yep.
I haven't yet even claimed my Spotify account. So little things. Neel Adhikari on Spotify is someone who I want to be, but the fucking protocol is not letting me be. Yeah. So yeah. So I have to just like fix that shit. That's why everyone is like, bringing out their year in Spotify, and I mean it's a very cool thing. It's lovely and it's inspiring a lot of people, and a lot of people have written a lot of music. But a lot of
Hmm.
people have gotten depressed also. Yeah, last night I met a musician, and like I won't take his name, he's a great musician. But
Hmm.
he just
Hmm.
said that
Hmm.
he got into a bit of a funk. He went back home and he just practiced guitar for a year, and he didn't really make anything, and it wasn't a great lockdown for him. So
Hmm.
while I can say I had a great lockdown because not only did I have work, I was also working on my own things. I mean, this kind of shit doesn't hit everyone the same way.
Yeah, man.
So it's been a hard one for sure. And I don't like to gloat about the fact that I had a decent lockdown because it's a little insensitive for people out there who've had a hard one. So, uh, yeah, I mean, my heart reaches goes out to everyone who had a hard lockdown. Big hug, bros and sisters.
It is a tough industry, isn't it? So the music
Yeah.
industry in itself is a tough industry to be in.
So what if you want to really analyze it from a like a macro thing? People in the live sector have suffered a lot.
Hmm.
All of the attempts to take the live music scene and plunk it on our phones hasn't really yielded any money. It's just like created some sort of continuity, and that way people who've been doing this stuff are still on the consciousness of other people. Because okay, let's say Rohit was organizing concerts regularly at X venue. Now X venue
Hmm.
is shut down because of lockdown, so Rohit is
Hmm.
organizing concerts online. So we still
Hmm.
know that Rohit organizes concerts,
Hmm.
but in this year Rohit has not made any money.
Hmm.
Rohit being just an example. So,
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
that's why a lot of people have continued doing what they do even without money, just to make sure that when things come back, then
Not
people still
forgotten.
know. Yeah, you're not forgotten, and also you're approached. Because what happens is people who've gone into a funk and they've gone into a hole. I mean, they will get forgotten. I mean, it and which is not necessarily a bad thing always, because sometimes people who've gotten into a hole have also gotten into that hole with that purpose of making something creatively good. So when they're coming out after the lockdown, they're coming out with like a whole bunch of great shit that they've made.
Hmm.
That
Hmm.
also works. I mean, everything can work, uh, but yeah, it's not been easy for sure.
So I'm asking this purely as a layman, and I have absolutely no idea how the industry works. So how do you make songs? Do you have a concept in mind? Do you have a script in hand before you start making a song, or do you just, as you were doing a while back, you just start strumming tunes and keep writing shit that appeals to you?
Yeah, I keep strumming tunes and writing shit that appeals to me. That third one, which sounds like the worst possible way to do it, is my way to do it. Yeah, but so what happens is like now different topics, different situations, and different inspirations lead me to write songs. So I write them, I
Hmm.
record them on my phone in terms
Hmm.
of just as a voice memo, and I write the
Hmm.
lyrics down on a notepad or on pen and paper or whatever, and I keep them, man. And then I get requests from different web shows and all to make songs. And then
Hmm.
first thing before I make a song is I always go back to my catalog of songs and I see if anything naturally fits.
Hmm.
Because that whole art, that whole thing of tailor making a song for a thing
Hmm.
has its advantages. But
Hmm.
when you have a song that's been written before and it automatically fits the situation beautifully, there's a different kind of power in that.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Because
Hmm.
and that is a like a I don't want to like put them in a hierarchy, these two phenomenons, but both phenomenons are fucking great. So and I mean, when it fits, it fits, and it's an older song. If a song has been written a few years back, I've seen that how it matures. At least for me, when I play my older songs, the meanings they kind of unfold in my head in a much more theatrical and glamorous way. Having lived with the lyrics, and then the lyrics have
See
meant
them
lots of,
evolve and take today's
and
context.
yeah, and then the context of those lyrics have changed not once but five or six times. So
Fair.
then,
Fair.
yeah, once that context has changed so many times and the lyrics have meant different things so many times, I
Hmm.
finally, after like 10 years of writing it or something, I really know what these lyrics mean, and all the correct, I mean, all the metaphors have been explored. And then, then I really like, I'm in a good space with the song. So I love aging my songs. Yeah, and because they're all written on a guitar or a piano or a
Hmm.
vocal or something this raw, they're not arranged into a particular zone. So in terms of, I don't face a problem with it being contemporary or not contemporary. If it was written 10 or 15 years back, it doesn't make a difference to me.
The music scene is also changing as far as the presence of songs in movies or presence of songs in web shows is concerned. But पहले तो
Yeah,
people were dancing around trees, and as you mentioned,
yeah.
Switzerland जाके लोग कर रहे हैं. अभी it
Huh.
has evolved more towards background music, if I can call that, background songs. Uh,
Yeah, yeah.
के एक्टर साइलेंटली बैठा हुआ है, बैकग्राउंड में कुछ गाना चल रहा है, सो और इट कैन बी अ
Huh.
प्रमोशनल सॉन्ग. सो
Those are usually, I mean, you can call them montage.
montage,
Montage.
true.
Yeah.
What do you enjoy more? Doing background music for entire web show or a movie, or writing songs with lyrics?
I cannot say that I enjoy one more than the other because I enjoy both a lot. You see, I'm a films person. I love films. I
Hmm.
really like if you give me a group of 10 people sitting in a room and everyone's a little buzzing and all that, I would say that let's fucking turn on a film and watch it together. And then after that, let's discuss the film for
Let's
another
talk
three
about it.
hours.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's my idea of fun. So I'm not into films because I want to make money or something. I'm into films because I really love films. So I
Hmm.
love scoring, man. I love scoring. I love even like watching a scene and then taking the decision of no, this situation should have no music. So yeah, I enjoy
Hmm.
that also. So yeah.
So, do you get into tussles with makers over your opinions?
No, not too much because I first understand my maker's references. I'm very well watched in terms of I have watched a lot of films, and I
Hmm.
usually get most of the references that people are giving me. I understand them, and after I understand my director properly, then I identify that within his taste or within my estimation of his taste, these are the
Hmm.
things that match my taste, and
Hmm.
then and these are the things that work for this narrative. Now,
Hmm.
if you're talking about like a commonality between my taste and your taste, it's a huge area. Okay, there's a
Yeah.
lot of
Yeah.
things that we'll like together, right? So,
Yeah.
uske
Yeah.
andar mein there will be some things that will work for this narrative, and then we come to a decision about like how we can go about it. Then the director usually tells me that I want to go like this. यहाँ पे थोड़ा let's put tremolo guitars like Quentin Tarantino's films and all that,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
then I can even say that maybe that shit has been done to death. But then he might argue that it's not been done at all in the OTT space. So these kind of
Yeah.
discussions happen, you know. So
Hmm.
we the attempt is to make the scene work, make the entire narrative work, and the other part of the attempt is to be unique, is to be fresh, is to
Hmm.
not fucking repeat what everyone's doing around us because that's
Yep.
just fucking
Yep. Yep.
easy. And for me, that is the space, that is the extent to which an artist should have an ego. An artist's ego is very important, but
Hmm.
the ego is should be there uh, just to ensure that you are actually carving out an image or a sound for yourself. Like
Hmm.
you're carving a sound which you at least believe is unique to you, and that's where your ego is coming in. Your ego is just ensuring that you're okay, fine. No, I don't want to sound like him. I like his music, but I don't want to sound like him. That's ego, right? That's good ego. I said
Hmm.
I'm like three
Hmm.
cheers for that ego.
No, I want to
Does
pick up a couple of things from what you just said. You said finding out your unique sound is important.
yeah,
So you also said freshness is very important.
yeah,
Now, in the industry that you operate in, it is very dependent on the consumer's demand for your kind of music or your kind of sound. For if your voice or your sound appeals to a larger set of people, you will be considered as successful. You'll be given more work. You will be a revered artist, so to speak. But don't you feel that the taste or the preference of consumers these days is changing very very rapidly? So somebody's sound, for example, say a Nadeem Shravan's sound lasts for like 2 decades, but over the last couple of decades we've seen Sachin and Jigar, we've seen Vishal Shekhar, we've seen Shankar Hasan. AR Rahman is the only evergreen factor in my opinion. So they all have their own unique sounds, but people move on from these unique sounds very quickly. Do you feel? Same is the case with singers as well. Every singer, every lead singer or the top singer in the industry at that point of time has a particular time where he is ruling the roost, where he is singing every cover of every album there is. But people move on from their sound or their uniqueness very very quickly. The shelf life is smaller in my opinion. What is your thought about it?
no, of course, what you're saying is absolutely right, and I'm very scared of having students, having people around me who are constantly praising me. I'm very
Hmm.
scared of that. Very scared of sycophancy, because what
Hmm.
sycophancy will do to you is that it will make you believe that what you're doing is the shit, and
Yep.
then you will
Yep.
fucking never move. So
Yep.
and that's why these are a couple of the things that I'm not very fond of in the Bollywood system. I feel that even hierarchy in a creative room is a bad thing. So coming back to your thing,
Very interesting. Yeah.
coming back to your thing is that relevant to me as to how fast the consumers' tastes are changing,
Hmm.
right? Because you see, you hear a song, and then you hear another song, and then you like that other song better, and suddenly you're into the funk genre, and you want to listen to funk. Now, in
Yeah.
terms of a musician picking up new skills and understanding new genres,
Hmm.
they can never catch up to that speed of
Yeah.
change, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's a lost battle if you're trying to do that. Though that's a producer's fucking job
Hmm.
to understand what the consumer wants.
Hmm.
Our job as artists is to do what we do and move with the times in terms of what we are listening to or in what we are consuming,
Hmm.
so that we are only doing what we like. The whole
Hmm.
thing of art is not to is to struggle, is to struggle to get money, maybe is to struggle to reach exactly that picture, that image of the art that you have in your mind, but
Hmm.
it's not struggle to be accepted. Our job is to just do and put out. That's what we are going to do. And then the producers who are there, that's a separate bunch of people who lie between us and the audience.
Consumers.
And what,
Yeah.
yeah, and the consumers. Now, even if some indie artist who's watching this right now will say, "Fuck you, Neil, man! I fucking send out my own shit, bro. I don't need a fucking producer." Yeah, but you're putting your shit out through OK Listen, right? You're putting your shit out
Hmm.
through Spotify, right? You're putting your
Hmm.
shit on YouTube, right? So in this case,
Hmm.
it's, YouTube, Spotify, and this thing are the producers. They are your aggregators. They're the ones who are fucking giving you the doorway
Yep.
into another
They're just
thing.
another medium. They're just
Yeah,
another
yeah.
medium.
So they are. So I'm just saying that that's their job. Let them
Hmm.
figure that out. In terms of you do what you do, and you make it the best that you can do, and then you even draw a little perimeter around your art so that it can be classified into a particular genre if you want to fit in. If you want to exist in the cracks of genres, then you do that. If you want to exist in multiple genres, then you become a giant and you put one foot here and another foot there. Whichever. I
Hmm.
mean, your artistic world, you can make up any fucking which way you want to. That's the beauty of
Hmm.
it. Yeah. And moment you start thinking about what they want, that beauty is lost.
Hmm.
Like that, it's just gone. And then what happens is, then the entire effort of doing whatever you're doing becomes labored, and then that
Hmm.
labor is visible in the art, and that does not go. It becomes heavy, it becomes plodding, it becomes slow, it becomes circumspect, it becomes too well thought out. And you know so my suggestion is that, yeah, everyone's changing and people are listening to different things all the time. Don't give a fuck about it. Do what you're doing.
That is awesome to hear. Acha, one more thing I want your opinion on. Music videos. YouTube has become a major source of consumption.
Yeah.
If a sexy looking video accompanies an average song,
Hmm.
uh, that song becomes more popular than if you put out simply a very, very melodious tune, very melodious track, but without a video, only on a Spotify, or you just have a thumbnail on YouTube which accompanies your song. Is it necessary in this day and age to have a music video along with your song?
Yeah, it is, of course. It is necessary. And also, you see, this whole thing of resisting change, man, like it's changed now. The entire fucking arena and the entire situation has changed. It's changed in a
Hmm.
way that when you're making a music video for your song, again, you have to be in the realms of art. The music
Hmm.
video is not, the moment you again look at the music videos marketing, again, it's going to become one fucking hackneyed thing. And those are the music videos that spoil the song.
Hmm.
Let the music video come from inside the song. Let it come from not what people want to see, but let it
Hmm.
come from what you saw when you wrote the song. And
It
let the
tells the
music
story of
video,
the song well.
yeah. So it's very important for like the artist to communicate the meaning of the song very clearly to the director. of the music video.
Hmm.
Or else, what also happens a lot nowadays is that
Hmm.
artist will make a song, a director will come and hear the words, have his own interpretation of the lyrics, and then make a completely parallel story and a parallel music video with that artist song. So you have like two different layers of communication happening there. I'm not
Yeah.
saying it's a bad thing. I'm saying it's a good thing. You have like art on art. It's moshing. It's cool. That's again an artistic call. Uh, I made this black painting and someone wants to put a yellow frame around it. So yeah, does that work for me or not? Like
Hmm.
it's an artistic call. Yeah. But having said that, like a music video for a song is now not just a frame, bro. It's much more than a frame. It's a
Hmm.
frame and a glass on top of that painting,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
there's some shit that's drawn on the glass also,
Hmm. Hmm.
creating a pattern. So it's like it's become that much in it. So I think for an artist in music, don't have to, but it would be helpful if you
Anyway, today
thought.
people react or perceive visual medium more now. So the visual stimulus that you're getting is going to create a longer impact on your mind in today's attention span, I guess.
No, in all attention spans, always in the history of time,
Hmm.
our visual facility has a greater impact on our brain than our oral facility. It's always been
Hmm.
so. So, someone can tell you that there's a rhinoceros in the room, but it's only
Hmm.
when you see the rhinoceros will you run.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Last couple of questions to round it up,
yeah,
Neil.
yeah,
Your language of preference has been English in your work as well.
yeah.
Has there ever been a barrier to you working in a Hindi dominated industry?
Yeah, of course. I mean, come on. Let's face it, man. If I had the level of articulation that I have in English, if I had that level in Hindi,
Hmm.
oh man, would have been so killer. Yeah, yeah. Because then
Not
you know
selling
why?
yourself short at all.
No, I'm not selling myself short at all because there is a fucking major void in terms of what people are singing about
Yep.
in Hindi,
Yep.
and then you look at what people are singing about in English, and
Hmm.
it's infinite
Hmm.
because it's world over.
Hmm.
And everyone's got different contexts and different
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
backgrounds and but people who are writing in Hindi, uh, I mean there are a lot of great writers in Hindi, and I try to when I'm working with a Hindi lyricist, I definitely try to come up with like a very original and a very crazy idea. Like for
Hmm.
example, the song that we did for Afsos,
That was
I,
originally an English song, right?
that was originally an English song called Colonial Bum. And
Hmm.
I rewrote that with Sameer Satija in the presence of Anirban, Dibbo, Saurabh
Hmm.
Ghosh, all in the room. We wrote it together. Anubhuti was also there. We wrote it together.
Hmm. Hmm.
And I mean, that for me, like lyrics like that really fucking excite me. Because my English song used to start with six chambers in a
Huh,
gun.
and a gun. Yeah.
I've seen them in films, never held one. Okay,
Hmm.
and then
Hmm.
that translated to Hindi like ये गोली और ये गन
Hmm.
फिल्मों में सिर्फ देखते हैं हम.
Hmm.
So it's beautiful, and
Yeah.
it's also like meta in its own way. It's got a completely unique thing. क्यों ना सब साथ मर जाए हम is the chorus.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm. Hmm.
आजमा ले एक आखिरी जख्म. अफसोस है कि अब समझे हैं हम कि आज़ादी की कितनी छोटी है आज़ादी की रकम. So
Hmm.
it's like it's not standard, yeah. Like वही that same boy girl funda, that same zindagi funda, that same beparwa. Yeah, it's too like I find it embarrassing, man, to write it myself. मेरे को शर्म आता है, like like ये तो कर करके लोग इसको घिस पीट के इसकी खत्म हो चुकी है इसका, बट फिर भी लोग
करे जा
करे
रहे
जा
हैं,
रहे
करे जा रहे हैं।
हैं. Yeah.
अब वो
So
खत्म हो गया तो पुराने गानों को वापस करे जा रहे हैं, वापस करे जा रहे हैं।
and not only that, they're fucking naming films after all the names of old films, songs and all.
ओल्ड
कुछ भी
सॉन्ग्स
हो
या
रहा है. Yeah, yeah, कुछ भी हो रहा है अभी. Like it's okay, it's fine. This is the
देयर इज एन
world we
ऑडियंस फॉर
live
दैट,
in.
देयर इज
That
एन ऑडियंस।
actually, at the end of the day, if anybody watches any content or hears any content and it makes them happy, job done, man.
जॉब
There's
डन या
nothing.
या
Job done. There's nothing. There's nobody who can fucking critique that. And if
Yep.
they do, then fuck them, bro. My criticism of anything is not
Hmm.
valid as long as that has fucking given a little, like an ounce of happiness to a few people. Does
Yep.
not make a difference. Yeah. So yeah, but like if you're asking me what I like and what brings me happiness in terms of art, that's what I'm talking about. Like,
Fair.
so
Fair.
yeah, yeah.
Neil, we have a small segment here which we call slow takes. It is the exact opposite of what a rapid fire would be.
Okay,
I don't want an instant answer from you. I want a thought out answer from you about what I'm going to ask you.
okay.
Tell me one album each from each language, Hindi and English, which you feel is severely underrated and
Yeah.
you have absolutely enjoyed.
Well, okay. English is Sufjan Stevens. There's an album called Carrie and Lowell.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an astounding album. It's underrated, I feel, because again, I don't know if it's underrated, man. All the people in the indie scene know it, but a
Hmm.
lot of people don't know it. Also, Sufjan
I
Stevens
don't.
is an okay, so that it is
Hmm.
underrated then. Yeah,
It
you
is
should
underrated.
check. Yeah, you should check it out. It's fucking brilliant. It is an
Hmm.
outstanding thing, and even I mean, Radiohead's latest album, Moon Shaped Pool. People are still like only going on about KDA and OK Computer,
Yeah, I
but
don't
they
think
should
that's
be.
an underrated album, dude.
Yes,
That is
an
duly
out.
rated.
Yes, duly rated. It's an outstanding album. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm just telling you the shit I like.
Yeah.
Underrated underrated Hindi album, underrated
Album
Hindi.
or an artist or a song that you absolutely were blown away by and people don't know shit about it.
हाँ, okay. So AR Rahman made a film called Thakshak.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, 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 yeah.
उसमें एक ballad था, which nobody much knows about. क्या गाने का नाम क्या था? दूर दूर कहीं रोशन हुआ एक चेहरा एक चेहरा. You remember this song?
I do. I remember. I
Yeah,
don't remember it vividly, but I do remember the tune.
it's fucking hear it. It's an outstanding song. Like it's so good. It was sung by राजकुमार राठौर, बट गाने का
Hmm.
नाम याद नहीं आ रहा है बट या
Hmm.
थकशक में जाओ आप लोग और
Hmm.
राजकुमार राठौर का ये गाना एक बार सुन लो. Like it's outstanding song. Yeah.
Nice. You had an awesome time speaking to you, man. Thank you for taking time out here. Really, really appreciate it. Loved speaking to you. Hope you had a good time as well.
Yes, man, it was very nice. It was super chill. You must come over to my place and hang also, bro.
I will. I will. I'll definitely. You're in Mumbai itself, right?
Yeah, yeah, I'm in Bangalore. Yeah, come over.
Lovely. We'll connect with you very, very soon. Thanks. Thanks,
Or
Neil.
bye, bye.